How are we doing, guys? It's Tap Out here again, aka Bucket. A couple of people in the clan have been asking about what they should do in the upcoming event and what they should be attacking. With the recent changes to the event and the enemies that are going to be here, most people have been playing for a while and had farming opportunities and different ways of which we will get points in the past are all back on the same sort of level as you now. We need to figure out what we need to use and what against and all that sort of stuff, so you have to bear with us. But this video here is going to be about what you should be doing and what you should be focusing on whilst we figure all that out, and then when you get up to a little bit more on the same bar as us with the tier 7 and tier 8 stuff, then you can obviously start taking part in the bigger, more beneficial fleets like we do. So if you've done the campaigns, you've got to tier 6.5 or whatever they're calling it now. You've got all your Axis and your Xeno fleets, the ones that you get from the campaign missions. These here, you can use these fleets to do quite a bit. They will become pretty much useless. Probably just used for finding out what sort of weapons and shields a certain fleet uses, because obviously they're expendable. You don't really need them. And it means saving you good fleets. So first of all, what you're going to want to focus on is getting your bridge to level 8. Now, obviously, you've got to keep using the stepping stone method, going from upgrading these 3 buildings here. Then once you've done that, you're going to have to upgrade all these again, so that you can upgrade the next wave of these, and then likewise you go back along these again. Easiest way to do that is to make sure you're taking part in the event that we've just had. Unfortunately, I missed it. I wasn't able to make a video on it. But basically, you'll get a mission coming up, an event coming up for 24 hours that gives you these fleets in the system. So they'll fly around in this system here. You're going to attack them. You give your points. You only need 150,000, I believe, points. So if you can take down the level 65 fleets, that's 3 of them. 3 of them will give you enough points to get all the rewards. The rewards themselves are time tokens for your buildings. So this is what you'll get. Ignore this crafting one. Yeah, ignore this one. This one's a refit, I think. But all these upgrades here, all these, so you get 24 hours, and you get 4 hours, that's another 20, and then you get another 4. So in total, you get basically 2 days worth of building upgrade, module upgrade tokens. So what you want to be doing with that is you want to be, first of all, looking at your base, see where you're at. You need to get your tier 7 ship stats available to you. Now, you can find them down here, all the ship's hulls that you've got. So usually it tells you requires, or you won't tell me because obviously I've already got the capability of building them. But if you look at the ships, it'll tell you what you need, and it'll tell you need fleet. We won't need your fleet. Fleet you need to upgrade. Obviously, you need the bigger ships, but you'll need your bridge to level 8 because you'll need your ship factory at level 13. To get your ship factory at level 13, you have to upgrade this to 8. To upgrade this to 8, you have to upgrade these. Each one will tell you exactly how much you need, but in total, to get the final upgrade of this, which is your Fleet Bay level 16, that's probably going to be the last one you're going to do. You're going to need 159, 159 million storage capacity. That's how much you're going to need to upgrade it for both of these, and you're going to need to get your antimatter up to pretty much 1 billion. It's not an easy process, it's not quick, it takes time. So that wants to be, in my mind, your secondary mission, your secondary goal. Because no matter what you're doing in Vega, you're going to be getting resources. So as long as you've got your scrapper fleet, like I've mentioned before, your recycling fleet, whatever you want to call it, as long as you've got that, whatever you're attacking, whatever you're farming, whatever your goal is, you can get that resource. Get that resources together and upgrade one. So how you want that to look, I can't upgrade one at the moment unfortunately, but this is upgrading here. So what we're going to do is, you want to build these up, research what the benefit will be from leveling them up. For example, here, leveling it from level 12 to level 13 only gives me 17 million extra storage. That's not a lot really, compared to the storage increase from level 11 to level 12. I believe that goes from something like 50 odd to 90 odd or something. It's a lot more than this anyway. So what you want to do is, rather than upgrading one and going as high as you possibly can, thinking the more you upgrade it, the bigger the difference, it doesn't work like that. So you're going to want to keep them balanced basically. You're going to go 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 11, 11, 11, 11, and keep them balanced like that, because that's the best way you're going to get the biggest increase. The biggest increase, like I say, is between like 10 and 12. Between 10 and 12, you're going to see a massive increase in your storage capacity. This also gives you storage as well. It's not much, but you'll get that along the way. So yeah, do this, figure out which one you need next, and make sure you're building these constantly. Make sure you're getting these boost tokens. They take a lot of time off, like I've said. I need to start doing the rest of my base. Don't worry about your guns. If people are going to attack you, they're going to attack you. End of the day, my level's still quite low. I hardly ever get attacked. I'm not bothered if I do get attacked, as long as I've got the resources. Now, there's going to be a couple of ways you can get the resources. First of all, I tried this with a fleet the other day and it worked pretty well. I've not had a chance to repair the fleet at the moment, but what I'll do is I'll stick it together for you and then I'll just show you a quick run through of what I did. Now, these are all the ships you got given from doing the campaigns. As you can see, I lost one of them. The other one was already destroyed. I had a carrier in there as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in this one that I've made. It's a little bit different, whereas obviously the ones you get given have all got this standard armour on them. Yeah, they're all the same builds. This is one I tried to make up to see if there was any difference in the damage. I didn't have any of these shields to match this one, but it is what it is. What I would ideally do, if you're going to send these in, this one here was built to fight the Hobula fleets, which I'll go on to in a minute because they do energy damage. But if you're going to use this for the attack that I'm about to show you, you're going to want to put your blue resistance and your green resistances on like you've got this. So if you pick a blue or a green, I'd say blue because I think that's what you get shot with the most. As you can see here, this has got all three of them there. But again, out of all three of them that you're resisting against, you're only actually being shot by the blue. So if you can make your own ships up, get some of these together, copy these, see what they've got on them, but then just tweak them a little bit. So like I say, take the weapons and the boost to the weapons, throw a thruster on there, and then your army, if you can afford them, get some of these different resistances on there and different shields on there, and you'll be spot on. I've upgraded these from the alien events. There is a Reaper fleet that gives you instant application tokens. As you can see, all these I've got from the boxes, from the menus of the events. I'll go over that at the end of this video. And then I've farmed the tokens. They're easy to get. Level 2, 3, 4 are really easy to acquire. 5 and 6, 5 and elite, sorry, take quite a bit longer. Maybe like every 10 run throughs you'll maybe get one. But it's easy enough to do, especially with these fleets that you've been given, because you can do quite a lot of damage to the small fleets that you're attacking. Again, I'll go over that at a later date. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this one in there as well. You can go with an extra ship if you want, or I used a carrier. That one or that? Is it that one you get given, or do you get? We'll go with that one, just because I know that's definitely one you've been given. Other ships that you might want to, I'll just remove that one quickly. Other ships you might want to consider taking along with you. These are great if you can get these upgraded, give them a bit of extra damage. They are pretty cool. Don't do too much damage, but against this fleet I'm going to take you up against now, they're alright. They'll do the job. Um, when you do find these fleets, make sure you don't let them just AI, because the ships will go wide and possibly get taken out in the meantime. It's not that one. If you come to the Axis gate portal system, whatever you want to call it, if you look at these at the top right, these Axis outposts 82s, these are the ones you want to attack. This is basically your transformation from tier 6.5 or whatever they're calling it now to tier 7 to get onto that rock paper scissors platform, where you're now starting farming the altairian, Pharmacon and Umbra ships. If you've been given some of the gifted ones, brilliant, that means you can get involved a little bit more. If you haven't, this is where you want to start, because you want some of these weapons here and some of these boosts here. These destroyers are pretty good to build as well, so if you can build a fleet of these, they're going to help you farm this. The main reason for farming this is for these Eclipse drivers. You can get them rewarded in the boxes from the events as well. But at the same time, attacking this, you'll get quite a lot of points. I think you get a lot of materials. I think you get like maybe 40 million, 50 million. I'm going to send my recycle fleet out there as well, just to pick up what we get dropped here. Doing this, again, like I say, gives you these weapons. The reason I want you to get these weapons is because they can be applied to the bastions, which is what you're going to farm during the events. I know I've had a couple of people saying that they don't really know what they want to do for the event and what should they do. Just a quick one here, I've messed this up. I've not changed the formation because I was too distracted with talking. But quickly just realign these and then we'll get going. Link these up so they're easy to use, and then basically get them to target the same enemies. Send your carrier pretty much straight up. Your carrier should do a fair bit of damage, let it direct itself. These are going to take some damage. They're not going to be coming out of this with 0% damage. They're going to take some hits, keep an eye on them, rotate them, tag them in, tag them out, alternate them so that you don't take too much. And simply just focus on the weapons. Ignore these little green pods in the middle at the moment. You'll damage them on the way, or let your carrier finish them off. Your main goal at this point is to get through to this big green thing in the middle and take out the little things around it at the same time. I'm going to target that on there and start getting this to start targeting the little weapons. These will take out most of the things, to be fair. But ideally you want this out of the way first because it does a fair amount of damage and you've got these little fighters with it. You really don't want to stand still though. I've let that stand a little bit too much. I'm probably going to lose this one because the shield will probably go down too much. But again, like I say, I'm just showing you the basic method. It has got rechargeable shields. This one is probably going to go down, so I'm going to select him, bring him back a little bit. And now he's at the back, I'll bring him back up into the fight. Let them take the damage now they've got the shield still. Just being aware of your surroundings like that is going to help you survive the fights that you're coming up against. This is pretty much done now. All these buildings here are just like storage module things, I think. I'm not really sure what they are, but they're not going to do any damage to you. I'll zoom in on the ones that will. Obviously these little outposts here, these ones with turrets on, as you can see, and then these ones here. I mean, I say you're not going to take any damage. You're not going to come out with 0 damage. We're not taking that much. I mean, we already started with a little bit of damage, and we're down to 94% now. So I'd say we take maybe 3%, 4% in total on the run, and that's it. They're done. So now we just let the rest of them just get finished off, and that's it done for you. The blueprints on this can sometimes you'll have a good run, you get a few in a row. Sometimes it'll be a while before you get them. Just do this in and around. What are the other things that you're doing? Like I say, it's good for resources, so it'll help you get them builds done. 17 million there, 33 left, so it's 60 million. 50 million, sorry. Like I said, there's 50 million resources there for you to be getting. If you get Sybil, or whatever she's called, on one of your fleets. That increases it up. You've now got 57 million. So you've increased your take home by 7 million there. Like I say, that's what's going to be helping you get the resources to get them upgrades done as quick as possible. Use them tokens, get them builds finished, and you get to tier 7 in no time. It'll take you about a month, maybe 6 weeks, because this here to level 8 takes 14 days. I mean, that'll cut across, if you do it at the right time, that'll cut across 3 of the module token riots, which is what gives you them upgrade tokens. 3 of them will knock it down 6 days, so you're probably going to get 2 of them in an event and sort of knock it down 4 days. So you're only going to have a 10-day wait on that. When it comes to this, I think this at the highest level you need takes about 11 days, 12 days, and then this again around about 13, 14 days. If you want to use your coins, if you've got the coin producer, use it. If you can be disciplined with this, save it for your builds. Your new builds that you're going to want to do, you want to get them ships out there as soon as possible. So onto the event that's coming up. We'll have a look at the mobilization event. Sorry. For you guys that are not up to tier 7 yet, you want to start at the bottom with your rewards. If you're doing that refits like I've said to you and you can afford these, get these. But leave these till the end. Use whatever resources or whatever intel you have left to buy these, because they'll help you refit them ships I've just been using if you want to get the resistances on there. Don't spend your points on them until you've spent it on everything else that you want. Your first target, in my opinion, should be these boxes. First of all, you get these upgrade tokens here that are instant application. If you look at my other video, you'll understand. If you've watched it already, you'll know what that's used for. It helps you change your ship builds and make them a lot quicker. Again, with these, you don't really want to use these to decrease your time unless you've got a lot of them spare. You don't want to use these for the refit little tip that I've shown you, because they're actually useful. You'll be using them on your ships. You can use these lesser two to decrease your time if you don't need them. Same with these two. You can use these two to decrease your time. You're probably going to want to use this. What you're going to use this on is the bastions if you can farm them. It depends which fleet are available each time. They have reduced the amount of points it takes to get these commanders and these ships, but they've also reduced the amount of points you get from the fleets themselves. So it's not a case of, I can do one fleet and get pretty much everything. You're going to have to do the same amount of work. They've just made it a smaller number. They've decreased it by 10 basically. So this is 10% of what it was, but you'll also get 10% of what you used to get per fleet. So if I go to the intel and see what fleets are available, I'll show you guys who are, like I say again, starting up from the bottom end. You're going to want to come down here, and there's only really going to be one fleet that you're going to want to focus on. This event. Sorry, I just got distracted and I thought I'd seen something that wasn't supposed to be on there, making a comeback. So this is where you want to be focusing. Okay, so this week it's now Paragon Battleship, whereas last week's it was the Bastion Cruisers. It doesn't matter what it is each week, because by doing this here, you get a fragment for Mark 1. So you get a battleship fragment, which means when you get enough of them, you can build that ship. Instantly build the ship. So even though you can't build them in your ship factory, you can acquire them and get yourself onto that rock, paper, scissors strategy straight away. Now this is brilliant because the ones that you can buy from the shop actually come with the weapons that you're going to get from them silver boxes and gold boxes, or from the outpost blueprints like I've shown you just now. So if you can get these ships, you can kit them out straight away with them boxes. You're going to be able to put the Xeno weapons on them, or the blue weapons on them, until you get them marked up so that you can afford the weight on them. Or you're going to be able to put the thrusters on them, which you're going to get free out of them boxes, like I say. So by hitting this fleet here, which you should be able to do with the ships that I've just used then on that outpost. Again, I've I'm at work tonight, so I won't be able to do a video on that. But when I come back tomorrow night, I will use them ships that you have. I'll get them repaired overnight tonight, and then I'll come at these fleets here. I'll use the ships that you've got available, and I'll show you how to do them. I'll sacrifice mine, show you how to do it, how not to do it, and test it for you. I'll get that video put up again tomorrow. But this is where you want to focus. Get the points, get the resources, make sure you collect that resources because that's going to help your basic upgrades that you need to do. But most importantly, get these fragments and get these ships built, because that means that next week, if you manage to get one of these ships, you can refit it over the week. I mean, obviously this event lasts 4 days. You get three days in between. That gives you 3 days to refit that one ship that you've got, if you can only get one. If you can get two, you can get two. Obviously, with the instant application items, if you get lucky from the boxes, you're going to be able to kit that out pretty much 50% straight away, because you're going to put your thrusters. You're going to put your thrusters on there. You're going to put your range and damage bonus tech on there. You're going to put your weapons on there instantly. The only thing that's going to actually take the time is the armor and the shields, because you're not going to get them free instant applications. You're going to have to actually farm them and put them on there. But like I said, get them. Mark 1's easy enough to do. If you get all of the silver and gold boxes and you don't need the resources, then get the Mark 2 boxes from the event window. Other than that, don't worry about the rest of the stuff. All you want to focus on is refit stuff, resources, gold and silver boxes, and like I say, Mark 2 for this battleship. If your ships that you've been using to do this 70 fleet are faring pretty well and they're not taking too much damage per hit, once you've got your 900 fragments and you've afforded to get the Mark II upgrade materials from the event shop window, focus on this level 3. If you can do the level 3, have a couple of bashes at it. You're not going to need 900. I think you only need 150 for that. See if I've got any in my inventory. We can have a look at it now. Crafting. So you're going to get these here. Paragon. So I haven't got any of the Mark 1 fragments, but you need 900 fragments to make that ship. You're only going to need 20 of the patterns for Mark 2. You're only going to need 40 of Mark 3. So if you can hit, you're going to get 5 per box, so you're going to need a minimum of 8 hits. If you can hit that fleet 8 times, you've got one of these on a good run. Maybe realistically you're going to need to hit it 10, 12 times. You'd usually get about 4 or 5. Sometimes I think you might be able to get 3. Like I say, 10 to 12 times, you're definitely going to get one of these upgrades. Get it upgraded, get it refit. What it's going to look like refit is this. I'm not going to hide. I have bought these in the past because I was sick of playing the game and not being able to do anything in the events because I didn't know where to start. By giving you this video, I'm teaching you guys where to start without having to spend money. Yes, it's a grind. I didn't have this advice, so unfortunately, I just spent £10 and got a fleet of these. Got some resources, got some coins, just played with it, whatever, did what I did. I've got myself where I'm at now. Now I don't need to spend the coins because I don't need to spend my money on these fleets because I can get them myself. I can farm them. I don't need to build them. I can farm them. It's easy. If you can get that fleet together, what you're going to want to do is get them Xenos on there if you can fit them on. I mean, this is Mark 3, so as I've shown you, your Mark 1 you farm, your Mark 2 you buy from the store, Mark 3 you farm again. If you can get that to Mark 3, you can get this build on it. I mean, that's DPS is 2,381 compared to 436. So if over the next couple of weeks you can get 6 of these together, you can take this fleet and you can farm them blueprints and get your resources, and you can take this fleet of 6 of these as well and also farm that and take that resources and take that damage against them outposts, get them blueprints quicker, and also next time the event's on, you've now got 2 fleets that you can attack. So maybe split this up, take 2 of them out, put 2 of them in. This is now a little bit stronger, this fleet. Takes a lot less damage compared to what it has been taking because it's doing a lot more damage a lot quicker. It's taking the fleets out quicker. It means you can get back in the fight quicker. You can do more farms with that one fleet before they're depleted and have to come back for repair than you would do if it was just as it is there. Other than that, like I said, the items that are available change each week. So next week it'll probably be Bastions again. It's only usually Bastions or the Paragon battleships, as I've seen. Not seen any others. Like I said, that's the only focus you want to be doing, really. That's the only focus you want to be sort of looking at. Keep focused on these. Get these ships, because these are the small ones. They give small rewards intel-wise, but I mean 800 per hit. You're going to get a few pieces, fragments for your battleship. I mean, like I said to you, you need 900, so you're going to have to at least hit about 40 of them to get enough of them. You're gonna need what, basically 9 times 4. So yeah, you're gonna need 40 of them to be able to get all the pieces you need to get that one ship. 9 times 4 is 40. Well, 10 times 4 is 40. But obviously, you're not going to get 25 each time. So round it up. So let's say you're going to take 45 to 50 attempts at that. Yeah. So that means you're going to get at least 4,000 points from this. 40,000 points, I'd say. Sorry, because you're going to get 800 each time. So 50, 10 times that's 8,000. 8,000 times 5. You're going to be up there at 40,000 points, 40,000 intel. 40,000 intel, what that's going to look like in the shop is pretty much all of these boxes. So there's 30 of these available to you. So you're going to be able to get at least 10 of them with your 30,000. Keep farming them. If you can farm as many as you can throughout the event, you're going to end up with, I'd say you'll be able to afford most of these boxes if you were hitting them fleets repeatedly. Get yourself some of them Paragon battleships and get yourself a little bit stronger for the next event. By the time the next event comes, you'll probably be able to get another 10 boxes, another couple of ships together. The week after that, you'll be able to get pretty much all the boxes and some resources. The week after that, you're going to be able to get all the boxes, all the resources, and maybe a couple of blueprints here and there. When you are doing these fleets, make sure you go in with some decent commanders. Look at what ships you're using. So I'm using cruisers. These have got energy on them. So straight away I know I'm going to be taking Commander Bear. 3 cruiser hulls. Energy weapon speeds increased by 20%. Energy damage is going to be 25% increase. It's also going to be extra shields so that I won't end up losing my shields as quick. It's going to make sure that you survive out a little bit extra time in them farms. Maybe means you're going to be able to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4 extra farms per fleet run before it needs repairing. Again, look at what you're shooting with. If you're going to be using the battleships like I've just shown you, you're going to want drive and projectile range. Blue damage is increased. Resist is increased. This is perfect for that fleet of the outpost which I was showing you, because obviously they're hitting you with that, you're hitting them with that. So you've got resist and damage. It's going to help you a lot. If you've got the Paragon battleships like I've shown you, they're altairian. So that's going to give you an extra driver piercing amount +4. So it's all going to help you increase your damage against them ships. So get them utilised and get them in the fleet. Other than that, like I said, just make sure you're getting these upgrades done. Make sure there's always something upgrading. Make sure you've got your request sent for help from your alliance. I always forget, hence why I'm checking now. Make sure you've got that sent, and make sure as a team we're helping each other out by clicking that help button. That's all. I think I've gone on long enough now about this event. That's an half-an-hour video that I've just done for you. If there's anything's unclear, give us a shout. If I can think of anything else that can help you towards getting up onto that tier 7, I will give you a shout. If you already have the free Trojans or the free Manticores, have a look at what they're strong against, what they're weak against, and then have a look at some of these fleets that are available in this intel. Look at the lower ones, because obviously they're only level 1 stuff. basic fittings. So we've got these Umbra fleets here. See which is your lowest Umbra fleet and what's going to give it the lowest amount of points. That's probably going to be the one you want to start with. So for example, Umbra Overlord. Send a shit fleet in that you don't really know, you don't really care about, you're not bothered if it dies. Send it in, see what ships are in there, see what resistances they have on their shields, see what weapons they're using, and then compare that to what Trojans you've got set up. The free Trojans, they've got energy resistances and energy weapons, I think. So consider maybe refitting them if you can, if you've got the tech. If not, look at a method of how you can send them in there. Where the fleets come from, which ships come first, any nebulas that you can use to your advantage, if you can like sort of double behind them so that the fleets are going to come through them nebulas, because by the time they get through, if it's opposing element to what their shield is, they'll come out the other side with no shields, making it easy for you to finish them off. That's the kind of thing you want to be looking at now when you're coming into these events, because Kickstarter, as much as they do things that annoy us, they also leave little back doors, I think, open for you to sort of capitalise on when it comes to these little fleets in the event. They set us up to find the farms. They set the farms up for us to find. They're just waiting for us to find them, which these guys in Vega usually do. I've not seen anybody teaching people this method, so I'm hoping it works and I'm hoping it's efficient for you. I've not seen any other way that's been any more beneficial up to yet. One of the guys I've been telling to do this through the events in the past couple of weeks has been doing it and already has, I think, 3 or 4 of the Paragon battleships and a couple of Bastions now. So despite not being able to build an Altairian fleet, he has a full Altairian fleet that he's gained from these events through the methods that I have shown you today in this video. So if you can do it, get it done. If it's beneficial to you, give me a comment, let me know how you got on. If you can think of anything that may improve the strategy I've just given you, then give me the feedback on that as well. If I get anything, then I'll let you guys know through the videos. I'll change this video and maybe redo it with the feedback that I've been given. But that's it for now. I'm going to jump off and maybe do another video later on. I'll try again. I'll try and do some of these fleets tomorrow when I'm available and the event is started. Have a go, see how I get on, and then give you some footage of what them attacks on the Hobula fleet should look like. And what I'll do is I'll try and send this fleet in, and then I'll send that fleet in again with 2 of these added to it, so that you can see the difference in strength and defense, and how quick we get the fleet polished off, and what damage we take on both fronts, to give you a comparison. So look out for that video tomorrow. You'll be able to see it and understand it better, looking at it rather than just listening to me explain it. That's all for now, guys. Tap out, signing out. Take care.